Now we move on to the next speaker. I now request Nene Uko Ogba to present on the topic, the impact of promotional pricing on marketing performance in the Nigerian telecommunications industry, a study of MTN, Enugu State, Nigeria.
I would like to thank them, Texila, for giving me this opportunity to present. The topic of my presentation is the impact of promotional pricing on marketing performance in the Nigeria telecommunication industry, a study of MTN, Enugu State, Nigeria. Multiple linear regression was used to evaluate the hypothesis of this study. So in my study, multiple linear regression was used to evaluate the hypothesis, and quantitative research approach was used also. The research design that was used is explanatory research design. It was used to investigate and explain the impact of promotional pricing on marketing performance. The probability sample method was employed in this study, and the sample size that was used was Rao-Soft. It was used to calculate the sample of the recipients of the population. We suggest a sample size of 297, and SPSS version 28 data page for 2023 was used to analyze the information gathered from respondents. And from my findings, I'm still talking on the abstract. From my findings, the findings demonstrate that promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer satisfaction. That's the first finding. And the second finding, I found that promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer brand switching. And customer satisfaction has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State, Nigeria. Also, customer satisfaction has a significant positive influence on customer brand switching among MTN customers in Nigeria. I also found out that customer brand switching has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Nigeria, Enugu State, as well as promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State, Nigeria. Those are the findings I found. These are my abstracts. For the introduction, the study is being conducted. The study is being conducted to determine the impact of promotional pricing on customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, and brand switching at MTN Enugu State, Nigeria in the telecommunication sector. And research has been done on sales promotion and how it affects customer loyalty. But to the best knowledge of the researcher, no research has been done on MTN Southeast Nigeria. Study concentrating on promotional pricing and marketing performance on the telecommunication business are still rare in the literature in Nigeria environment. The goal of this study is to close the knowledge gap and add to the body of extant literature by examining how promotional pricing affects marketing effectiveness or marketing performance in MTN, Enugu State, Nigeria. So for my study, there are objectives. The primary objective is to find out how promotional pricing impacts MTN marketing performance in Nigeria, Enugu State. And the secondary objectives are to determine the relationship between promotional pricing and customer satisfaction among MTN customers in Enugu State. Also, to investigate whether promotional pricing influences customer brand switching among MTN customers in Enugu State. And lastly, to measure the relationship between promotional pricing and customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State. So I derive a conceptual model, the theoretical framework. From this model, I draft the hypothesis. We can see the hypothesis 1 from this model, promotional pricing and customer satisfaction. It means that promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer satisfaction among MTN customers in Enugu State. Then we can see the arrow for hypothesis 2, promotional prices and customer brand switching. From there, I derive promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer brand switching. Then hypothesis 3, customer satisfaction has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty. Then hypothesis 4, customer satisfaction has a significant positive influence on customer brand switching. Then hypothesis 5, customer brand switching has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty. Then lastly, hypothesis 6, promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State. These are the hypotheses I derived: hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, hypothesis 3, hypothesis 4 and 5, which I have explained earlier on. Then the problem I found from the organization, MTN Enugu State, Nigeria. The major problem is that MTN is faced with competition from other network service providers, with each striving to have a bigger share of the market. Additionally, MTN Nigeria faces a communication challenge because the majority of its consumers who reside in the neighborhood do not understand promotional message and do not always have access to other branch offices. Then I came up with a solution for the problem. One of the solutions is that the solution for external competition, that MTN must discover and understand competitive white space and opportunity and employ strategies and resonate with consumers to defend and protect its market share in line with our growth trajectory. Then solution to communication challenge, MTN must consider challenging her communication tools and language to Igbo language, because most of the language that is spoken in Enugu State is Igbo language, and improve on a message approach. Then my method, the method I use in my study, the research design is survey. I use an explanatory research design. The explanatory research design, which go hand in hand with a cross-sectional approach, was adopted to examine and explain the impact of promotional pricing on marketing performance and the strength of association between the independent and dependent variable. The research approach I use is quantitative research approach, and close-ended questionnaire was used in this study, which is a primary data, a structured questionnaire. I use it because the respondents were asked the same question. And this close-ended questionnaire is suitable for the study because it's adaptable, it's simple to organize and carry out. It allows respondents to choose their preferred language and version. It saves money and can swiftly reach people. The questionnaire that was used consists of two sections, Section A and Section B. Section A capture mobile subscriber demographics details, which include the gender, the age duration of patronage, and education level. Section B provides detailed insight into the factors behind brand switching, promotional pricing, and customer loyalty at MTN Enugu State, Nigeria. The data collection, I collected data through RedCap. I collected the data through RedCap, and the sample method that was used is probability sample method. I used this total sample of 297. That is the 70% respondent rate. The population of the study included MTN individual customer in Enugu State, Southeast Nigeria. In this study, Microsoft sample size calculator was used, as I've said earlier on in the abstract. It was used to determine the sample size, and total of 38 questionnaires were used for the MTN customers in Enugu pilot testing. For the pilot study, a pilot study that allows early identification of challenges in the main study and deal with them was carried out to avoid limitation. Pilot questionnaire was administered 2 weeks before the study, and a pilot study was carried out after the instruments were finalized. A total of 38 questionnaires was used for the pilot study of MTN users in Enugu. 38 was derived from 10% of the sample size of 385 calculated by the Microsoft calculator. The purpose of the pilot test is to assess the readability of the questionnaire in the terms of clarity of question and instrument, and the format and layout of the questionnaire, as well as the time it took to complete the questionnaire. For the data analysis, I used an SPSS and analyzed on the descriptive statistics. You can see in this table. This table shows the demographic characteristics of the respondents. The result shows there were more female participants than male among the sample respondents. You can see it here in 36.4%. It constitutes the male gender, while 60.6% constitute the female. And most of the participants, 51%, were between the age of 31 to 50 years old, which are the working class as of 2023, which reflects that they were born between 1992 and 1973. This age group is suitable, as this age group includes people who prefer to use modern technology. They tend to use MTN service most frequently, and most of the participants, 40.2%, have been using MTN for more than 10 years, followed by 33%. People who have been using MTN from 6 to 10 years, and 23% that have been using MTN from 1 to 5 years. The results show that 22% of the participants are self-employed, while 39% of them are working in the private sector, and 35% of them are working in the public sector. In terms of educational attainment, 32% of the participants have certificates, while 25% have diplomas, 70% of the participants have college degree, 12% have master's degree, while 11% of the participants have PhD, which is 1/5 of the sample respondents. In terms of occupational attainment, 35% of the participants are civil servants, while private companies employees are 39.1%, while self-employed are 22.2%. The hypothesis with scientific proof, the correlation piercing. From this table, from the correlation piercing, I came up with the hypothesis 1. The hypothesis 1, which is promotional pricing and customer loyalty. Promotional pricing and customer loyalty. We can see from the table that promotional pricing and customer loyalty are supported, significant at p-value, is 0.01 using Pearson correlation. You can see from the table there. And hypothesis 2, promotional pricing and customer brand switching are supported at 0.798, significant at PO1 using Pearson correlation. You can see here promotional pricing and customer brand switching. Promotional pricing and customer brand switching at 0.819. Also from the table, customer loyalty and customer satisfaction are supported at 0.842, significant at 0.1 using Pearson correlation. Hypothesis 4, customer satisfaction and customer brand switching are supported at 0.819. Hypothesis 5, customer brand switching and customer loyalty are supported at 0.832 from this table. And lastly, promotional pricing and customer loyalty are supported at 0.818, significant at 0.1 using Pearson correlation from this table. And from the table, the summary of findings is promotional pricing and customer satisfaction. They are supported as I've mentioned before. That is, promotional pricing has a significant and positive influence on customer satisfaction. Same goes to hypothesis 2, promotional pricing and customer brand switching. Promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer brand switching, which are supported. I've mentioned them before. These are just the summary of the findings. And in conclusion, this study provides unique results in terms of the relationship between promotional pricing and marketing performance among customers of MTN in Enugu State, Nigeria. And based on the results of tests carried out on all the proposed hypotheses in this study, a conclusion was drawn that the result proves that promotional pricing had a significant positive influence on customer satisfaction, customer brand switching among MTN customers in Enugu State. The test results prove that promotional satisfaction has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State. Also, the test results prove that customer satisfaction has a significant positive influence on customer brand switching among MTN customers in Enugu State. Also, the test results prove that customer brand switching has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State. And lastly, the test results prove that promotional pricing has a significant positive influence on customer loyalty among MTN customers in Enugu State. And for the future research, in future, further research is needed to interrogate the relationship between promotional pricing, brand satisfaction, and brand switching in relation to business ties in the Nigerian telecommunication industry. With not just to focus on MTN, but it should focus on Nigeria telecommunication as a whole. And the limitation that was carried out was that it was difficult to get, it was difficult, there was inability of resources. Also, promotional pricing profile for MTN Nigeria was a little bit scarce. And when carried out this research, some respondents were skeptical about being part of the study. Some feared.
Excuse me, Nene, you can faster, you can go to the conclusion because you are running short of time. So you can move to the conclusion. Yes. You can move to
feared that it was a scam when the red card survey was forwarded to them. Others said that they did not have airtime or mobile data. Some complain of the non-availability of network to access the link. So those are the limitations that I encountered. Thank you.
Thank you, Nene. Thank you. Now we move on to the next speaker. Nene, you can leave your mail ID and contact number in the chat box so that those who want to get clarifications or those who have any queries, they'll be reaching out to you. Please leave your mail ID and contact number in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, Nene, for your presentation. Thank you.